Hey there, everybody. Croiso and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. This is Stars Order 7, and we're running to the end of the season. We're in October. We've got some decent races coming up. Everyone's kind of booked in a good way. Question marks over the 3-year-olds. Don't know about the 2-year-olds for next season. But things are okay right now. I think that's where it is. It's easy to overreact. And I knew we didn't have a great horse, which is why we weren't gonna really be challenging for the Triple Crown on a single horse. It takes a great horse to do that. We didn't have that. We had 3 very good horses. So yeah, we get to the point where our very good horses are having a rough patch in some of the biggest races in the schedule. I shouldn't be surprised. And I think that's kind of it. More than anything for me, it's just perspective on what we've got, what they're like, and that's fine. I shouldn't expect them to turn into world beaters. They're very good horses, and they might do really good. But I'm sitting on Dragon with 4 Group 1 wins and kind of complaining that, we had a 9th place at the Queen's Plate, a 6th place at Arlington, and a 5th place in Leopardstown, and a 4th at Belmont again. But if we win all that, that's 8 Group 1 wins. If we hadn't run Hague Renee in the Preakness after Dragon had won the Belmont, not the Belmont, won the Kentucky Derby, we'd be sitting then on 9 Group 1 wins. And that Belmont Stakes, we would have been at least 3rd, probably. Because Hague Violetta wouldn't have run, who ended up winning it. So there is a world in which somehow we win the Belmont Stakes. We're sitting on 10 Group 1 wins now, winning everything. 13 Grade 1s by the end of the season, and that would be a super horse. And I'm disappointed because that's not what this is, when I know that's not who this is. I love this horse, but low enthusiasm, no distance adaptability, cruising burst under 50, no battling qualities, not even 90% potential. It's perspective. I needed to take a step back from it and really look at it. Am I judging the horse fairly? And the answer was no. I'm expecting too much from him. I'm expecting too much from Hague Renee. Only 2 Grade 1 wins, okay, but distance doesn't seem to be right. We move up to a mile 2, all of a sudden, we look a lot better. And so, there are these issues here, and it does say ran on, and it says here beginning to pick up. So now we're going to go to a mile 4. But if we'd have known that, we didn't run well at the Belmont, so it wouldn't have been that. But the next race being a mile 2, maybe that one, and then these last 2 probably being more like a mile 3, mile 4 if they were in the schedule. Again, there's quite easily a world where that 2 Grade 1 wins become 6. And they would have won the Kentucky Derby if it wasn't for Dragon. So, yeah, that's a horse I think I'd be very thrilled with. 2 legs of the Triple Crown, 7 Grade 1 wins, 2 Grade 2s, a rating of probably 133 or so, as a 3-year-old, and a filly I can keep breeding from with, like, the best game breds and the best of the horses that I come up with, I'd be overjoyed. That's not who this horse is. This is a very good horse. It's not a great horse. It's better than Dragon in a lot of ways, but still, we're 86 potential. So it's things like this I'm having to remind myself. Yeah, the adaptability is not amazing. Enthusiasm, confidence, not amazing. Still no battling qualities. Barely over 70% extra speed. And Violetta, who I think will end up being the star of the show, again, only 2 Grade 1 wins. I could be upset here, but the Derby and the Preakness weren't it. We were very close to the United Nation and Breed the Stake, and if we win the Breeders' Cup turf, that would be great. Now, should we run Joe Hirsch with Hague Renee? Probably not. I think that's something I've kind of been thinking about, but I don't need to test a mile 4. We know a mile 4. We run a mile 4. We like a mile 4. I do need to see if that would suit Hague Renee. I really do. So, yeah. It's kind of coming to those realizations. And Hague Kandy is just running and having fun. And again, didn't do amazing in this season. So you can see here, 3rd at the Florida, wins the Derby, wins the Preakness, 3rd at Belmont, little unlucky. Wins at Arlington, but then we stumble. 2nd at the Gold Cup, 2nd at the Tennis Show. Win the Classic, 2nd at Japan Cup as we move up. Then we hit 2nd at the Classic, win the Man of War, the Keenan, 4th at the King George, 2nd at the Sword Dancer, 4th at the Northern Dancer, 2nd at Arc de Triomphe. We are quite unlucky, but it's very similar. And on another day, we win probably all of these 4. That makes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, we're very close in 11 other Grade 1 races. The only one we're really out of was the Del Mar Futurity when we blew up. And if we weren't, we could have won that on another day. So, 12, 21, 1-1 for group wins. And being unbeaten and being 140 rating. Yeah, that could have happened in another world. It didn't. But it took him until 4 years of age to come good. It took Zingerman Hague until he was 4 and found his distance to come good. And I'm kind of dialed in on the 3-year-old thing because of the Triple Crown races, but word of the day, perspective. These are good horses. They're running well. I can be disappointed. I have no right to be upset. And I have no right to expect them to just go out and win every race I book in them. Because that ain't them. That's a special horse. That's Star Drom. That's Plateau Brex. It's not Krabby's Down, a Triple Crown winner, but that's still not who that is. So, yeah. That's kind of what I came to realization on, and I think resetting some expectations for these horses is good. Because they're a little high. So we'll just see what happens the rest of this year, and then also moving into next year as well. I think that's just the best thing for me to do. I really need to stop looking at auctions. I've got a lot of horses watched. And yeah, to be honest with you, I'm looking over here too much. All that should matter to me is right here. If this horse has won a grade 1 or multiple grades in total, be that, 2 3s or a 2 and a 3, that's enough. That's my minimum. A single Group 1 win or at least 2 group wins total, no matter what the level. Then I'll look at them and examine them. But yeah, I'm getting sucked into finding okay horses at auctions when I don't need to. Like, I'm not going to find anything this good as a yearling. And even that's far from the best that we've ever had. And Ladina Boops, like, I'm not even going to find a 3-year-old that looks possibly as good as this. So, yeah. Again, perspective. But we are going to check grids, because if we see grids, then there might be something actually to that horse. We're not gambling, we're not speculating. We know that horse has performed at least once or twice. so I can examine that further. So if and probably when I break that rule, shout at me in the comments. Tell me that I need to stop checking every auction and we can move on. Unless you really like auctions, in which case just tell me to check every auction and I'll probably fall into that one quite easily. The discovery of it is quite fun. Trying to figure out, is there a reason that this horse is good or not that I can see, and come up with wild theories that sometimes pay off and sometimes don't, but kind of interesting to me. No, no, no. Pink triangle. Well, yep. Yeah, I don't like it. Again, back-to-back races. I don't love it. Okay. It is what it is. We gotta live with it. 1 mile Champagne, Class 1, Grade 1. For €2 upon the dirt here at Belmont? Is this Belmont Park? I think it might be. I very rarely pay attention to the race course. It feels like Belmont Park. Is it up on the scoreboard somewhere? Possibly. We went a little too far. A little too fast. So yeah, this might be Belmont. Kind of feels like it. I don't know what the track actually looks like. I don't pay that much attention. I'm usually looking just at the horses, but we got Bob Ring Profit and Emotive Miles at the front. Ram Scoop against the rail, out to Mayleaf Refrain and Ballet Hollywood. Edinburgh Nation, Stellar Eileen, Cadmium Cathedral, Wolf Tempo, Mayleaf Refrain, Hidden Legs, and Numeral Warbler. Everybody's getting up in position, including us, 1.5 from home. On the home stretch now, at the final furlong marker. Easy for you to say. Ram Scoop in position, going for it. Hidden Legs going strongly. Ram Scoop not able to get up, not able to get clear. Another second place on the back-to-back pink triangles with less distance than we want. We run on, we handle it quite well. We're within a length of the leader, and we kind of make it work. Yeah, that was Belmont. Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of fanfare on that course, is there? There's like a big stand and there's a few buildings in the middle, but doesn't have a lot of like assets with Belmont Park splashed on it like Churchill Downs does, Pimlico does, Santa Anita does. Some of them got these custom assets you can instantly tell just from the board at the start finish line where you're at. Hey Grenay hasn't won for a while. Come to do Money Penny, Chew Risky. Dory, I don't really know that well. I know it's a good horse. I don't know how good. It won the Sword Dancer, but that doesn't sometimes mean much to me. Because I think if we run at our full potential, we win that one, and we didn't. So yeah, very hard to kind of judge some of these horses. I like Money Penny, but it never does much. I love Kamturu, but it's had a really, really rough season. It looked great until it got to the Derby, and then it's kind of been a lot more miss than hit. Promenade Risky. Chew just doesn't do much. Like Risky and Dory are the favorites for this for a reason. Their form is just good and they're not underperforming. I think this is 6 really good horses, 3 of which are running quite well. And one of those 3 is running better than the other 2, and that's Dory. Just with you take that 5th place out and just 3 wins and 2 seconds in the last 6. Gonna be an interesting one. Maybe Dory's gonna win my respect. Back at Belmont for the 1 mile 4 furlong Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, Class 1 Grade 1 race for 3-year-olds and above upon the turf in Maryland. Right? Well, Belmont in Maryland? I think so. Oh, I don't know anymore. That's what my brain says. Is it New York? I'm trying to look it up quickly. In Elmont, New York. Okay. It's in New York. Apologies if I offended anyone with that one, but I've never been, and I only know it really for the Belmont Stakes. I know some of the other races that run there, of course, like this, but that's pretty much been my main focus since horse racing to me is Grand National in the UK, the Arc de Triomphe in France, and then the Triple Crown in America, but mainly the Kentucky Derby. Okay, 5 furlongs from home, Promenade Risky alongside it. There goes Money Penny up as well. Medway Dory is leading us out. Edgevine Kumturu just on the outside here, maybe looking to make a move. Applauding Shoe has already fallen off. Down inside the final furlong and a half. Hague Renee is a bit back, but she does have a tremendous kick when she wants to use it. Promenade Risky is going to go up. Medway Dory is falling back a bit inside the last half a furlong. Hague Renee getting up, getting clear, driving out, getting on distance, and winning a race. It took me too long to realize that we weren't on distance. We go from finishing 4th and 5th at a mile 1 to finishing 2nd at a mile 2. Then we win at a mile 4. Just these races here, everything after the Belmont. It took me 3 races to figure out I need to move up to a mile 2. And then we did, and we learned that still isn't quite enough. And then we get where we're going. We get where we're going. So happy. I love that horse. I think it's a fantastic horse. 2 Group 1 wins, just not enough for me to feel happy. I'm really glad that we did get there in the end. Yeah, my question now becomes, maybe what do I run? Canada's not been lucky for us. The Japan Cup would be crazy. Like, seriously crazy. The Vase, possibly. The Rimakinen, I don't think so. My only question is, what do I do with Hague Kandy And the answer to that would be move to a mile 6, but all the big mile 6s have gone earlier in the year. Like the Irish St. Ledger in September. And then... Oh, that's it, because the St. Ledger isn't in this, is it? We've got the Irish St. Ledger, but we don't have the actual St. Ledger. The Saudi turf would have been interesting. Yeah. There's not going to be much difference for a filly. In fact, we're going to lose out on a lot of them because we are 3. Yeah. Okay. The International. The International. Just trying to think here. What makes sense? Would that make sense? Would that make sense? I don't know. Of the 3, because we can't run De Veers. Of the 3, I think it makes the most sense, but then we will be done with Renee. If I do this, I've got until November. If I do this, I've got until November. We'll have weight advantage. And the only one I know can run really well is Nijinsky's Carla, so it might be a match race. And I don't mind that. It's whether or not we travel well up in Canada. So I might do that. I might do that. I got a plan. I got a plan. Back at Belmont for the Frisette. Another race I don't love at times. Futurity, sometimes a little dodgy. The Frisette, a little dodgy. The Futurity, the Frisette, and the... What's the other one? 7 Furlong. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, but there's 3 of them. 7 Furlong Mile. Just don't turn out that well for me. But we run them normally anyway. I think it's a debutante, actually. Unless I'm thinking. That's the 2-year-old filly race, right? 7 furlongs, maybe a mile. Futurity, Frisette, debutante, and then the Breeders' Cup races as well, I guess. Yeah, you got to be really good to kind of run them. I do like this horse. We are on distance. We are a little jaded. It could not work out in our favor. I should have checked that before we went racing. But sure, 1 mile. Frisette, Class 1, Grade 1 race for 2-year-olds upon the dirt. 2 greys in this field, the best of which is hopefully boneless option going to the front. Often running well here. Budge Market and Birdsong Silhouette. Just ahead of Tatamunda Pinkerton, Ballerina Hero. Luansha Nymph, Say Gang Woods, Chalicia, Cantata. 2 furlongs from home. Here come the field. 1.5 down to the final furlong marker then. On the home stretch. Fighting now for the line. Adrian Woods is coming. So is Luansha Nymph. And they are flying past at the moment. Luansha Nymph taking this one then from Boundless Orphan. Solid run. Again, not a win. But another okay one. Another solid race. Yeah, Cook Gulch is kind of kicking on. They're definitely becoming a horse to keep an eye out for. It must definitely, yeah. No, thank you, NVIDIA. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Breeding auction. Ooh. Ooh. Why you gotta be 15? Van Gogh. 3 grade 1s, 3 grade 2s, 2 grade 3s. Breeding indicator of a mile 1. Really, it ran at a mile. Okay. Multiple grades on you. Multiple grades on you. Only a single grade 3 on you, but you're only 3. Okay, you're running up to a mile 2 because you're sire. You're running a mile 2, mile 3. Maybe not because you're sire. And you're running at a mile, which is what your sire wants. Yeah, so we're really looking for a mile out of them. I think too old to really be anything. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's worth looking at. We didn't really check the one thing that I'd want to, which is the lineage, but yeah, not amazing. I wonder if it was good when it was younger and just sort of aged out. That's usually kind of what happens, sadly. Ascot. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's Ascot. Of course it is. Well, we can't watch Ascot. Chili Pa probably just won another one. Gently Sunday, we know is a good horse. Homegrown, grade 1 as well. Don't trail, challenge earlier. Okay. Led early and then got blown out in the end. Don't love that. Don't love that. It just doesn't feel like the right distance, but I know mile 1 isn't. Please don't tell me you're a mile 4. Just don't do it. I can't handle you being a mile 4. That would be the worst thing in the world for me. Which that was earlier, so, or later on, so I can actually test you at a mile 4. Okay. Yeah, too many questions for me. Too many questions sometimes. Hague Kandy is going to be the favourite. We're just coming off the back of a solid win. We're pretty much ending our season here at Canada. Top rated, low weighted, best horse, good form. Nijinsky's Carl is also a very good horse on very good form. Limited runs, but good. Really feels like a match race. There could be something else in this field that surprises us. We do know a couple, so they probably won't, but the Canadian International 1 mile 4 furlong race at Woodbine, running in the rails on turf for 3 rows and above, a Class 1 Grade 1. Sagrado Peace, we know. Linda Ziara, we know. Don't feel they will be threats. Nijinsky's Carla and ourselves should be the only two who have a real shot at this race. We don't get off to the best of starts. Nijinsky's Carla will go at the back. We're going to settle in alongside Sagredo Peace behind. Goldoni Crab, who leads us out in the gold silks. Back in the red silks below Lab. Then Linda Ziara. Nijinsky's Carla on the inside. And Massa Ploma Wire at the rear right now. On the back stretch, you can see the grandstands in the distance as the horses now get ready for this first part of the turn. A little over half a mile to go. Long left-hander. Jockeys getting their horses into running position, finding a lane. There goes Nijinsky's Carla up the inside. We're in now the last furlong and a half. The horse is now driving. Nobody's kicking on. Nobody's breaking free. Goldoni Crab still in the lead with this one. Nijinsky's Carla goes. Below Lib goes. Hague Renee goes, but Renee goes too softly, too late. And below Lib somehow comes out of this with a win. A horse that we didn't know. And we had earmarked a surprise from the pack somewhere. Below Lib is it. Extending just out over Nijinsky's Carla. Hague Renee takes third place. Now we did fade. That's a very difficult trip. We're going to end keeping our 127. We went backwards a point. There's a chance we probably could have been 128 to 130. But for what they are, I think Hague Renee's done well. We might see her as a 4-year-old. She might run some mile 4s. She might run some mile 4s. Tread on Violetta's toes a little bit, maybe. But not bad, not bad. Trip suited perfectly. We just weren't quite at the right level. And she is going to go into the breeding barn. And one of the... Yeah, that's why. Because I haven't put him into the breeding barn yet. Go. $1. Hague Kandy, Hague Renee. Not going to be great breeding. And we are doubling down on the lineage for sure. But, yeah. We've got Candania Terry and her line from Kandy side. And then we have Humor Me Renee with Guns and Butler and Wonder Chain on this side. So I don't mind a little bit of inbreeding in that way. I don't mind it too badly. And yeah, we've got some time. We've got a month to get that breeding done, get Hague Kandy back out, and get him ready for the Japan Cup. So I think this makes the more sense to me. A little jaded. Yeah, I just think November is your guys' time. So who would I want at a mile? I mean, you haven't jumped yet, have you? So yeah, you'd be a mile. You'd be a mile, 110 yards. And even though it's a more prestigious race, it's probably got, yeah, it's definitely got the worst field. The $1 million race has got the most kind of dangerous horses in it. And the 2 million race has got two grade ones and a grade three. No foreign horses. Yeah, okay. That's fine. You can enjoy the turf, possibly. And you're going to be okay on the dirt, probably. Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. We run. Friday auction. Looks okay. Grey Sacri. Grade 2, two grade 3s. Their last three, a little 6 furlonger. Not a ton in the breeding. One of the highest reserves I've seen in a long time. It's going to be a $3 million horse. 3-2? 3-3. Okay. Give me something to work with. I got a plan. I got a plan. Give me something to work with. Give me something to work with. High speed, good acceleration. Not the best start. Definitely a 6 furlong. Won its last three races. All at a graded level. 8 to 12 career, £1 million prize money. 3 grade 3s and a grand total of what? 1.6 million from your entire bloodline? Not over race. Give me something. It's something. It's not what I was looking for, but it is something. Didn't expect that much cruising burst. Would have liked full finish and a bit of this bar to be pushed into extra speed. Definitely more potential, of course, more potential. But something. Definitely something. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. Do I have... I've got nothing to lose. I was gonna say, like, do I have the kind of guts to do what I wanted to do with it? I think we're a little late. Yeah, we're 1 day late. We're 1 day late. We're 1 day late. Why couldn't you have come up with auction last week? If anybody knows what I was going to do, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not going to say it's obvious because I don't think it is, but it's, yeah. It's just a tiny bit too late. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the transfer list and then get back into my save. I think that would also do quite well. in a jump save. I think it's got a lot to work with for a jump save. So we now should have great there and great there. Maybe we revisit that next year. The plan. Yeah. Don't think there's anything at all at the end of the year. No. Okay, good. Well, you can go into the stud right now. As soon as Renee's done, you can breed with Hague Kandy. Because we got a little bit of time. Not sure when we did that, but Dragon is going to Japan. And I don't know how I feel about this race. I do feel the distance is kind of a touch off. I really do. I really do. We haven't enjoyed a lot of trips abroad, but it just doesn't feel like we've quite been where we wanted to go. I don't know if we want a mile 3. But if we do want a mile 3 or a mile 4, and it doesn't really feel like it, but it could be it. Then that makes sense. Without instructions, at a mile 2, the way we've been running, I don't know if we beat Profits Pink. So I think it's worth running with instructions, because I don't think we win otherwise. Now, we could end up way down the order. This could be completely wrong. Could be a number of reasons why. But I do feel like it's a test I need to do, for better or for worse. 1 mile, 2 furlong tennis show, class 1, grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on the turf here in Japan. Long trip across the Pacific. Dragon is going to give it his all. Junket Eagle, Million Wings at the front with powerful keeper Shane Torres. Then back to Profits Pink on the inside of Armory Barley and Rium Daffodil just in behind them. Then out to the Brew of China Spiral and back in for Your Killing and Keppel's Will at the rear. Profits Pink not getting blocked off. Dragon, not the right things to do. Rium Daffodil falls back. Here comes Profits Pink. Here comes Your Killing from deep. That is very interesting. Junket Eagle gonna hold on to it, though. Profits Pink getting up. Doing well into second place. Your Killing with a lovely run up into third. Strong. And yeah. Kind of surprising. Don't really know this horse at all. Won the Yorkshire Oaks. Knows won the tennis show. It's going to go for the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare on turf. And then it's going to come home for the Japan Cup. Junket Eagle. I'm interested. I'm interested. It beat Profits Pink and it, ran really, really well. I'm kind of interested in that. Daffodil still only got the 2 Grade 1 wins, but trip appeared to suit well. I was struggling with grade. I don't know. I don't feel like we're getting any feedback that I can kind of use there. Trying to think about it, but doesn't feel like we want more distance. I tried a mile 1, and it didn't do too badly, but then mile 2s have just been where we're going. We ran better in the Derby than we did the Preakness. That should be an indicator. Hague ran better in the Preakness. She liked the mile 1 better. I'm confused as to what you want, Dragon. It could be a mile 1. It could be a mile 1. Huh. 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 Like, what am I gonna do with Dragon? What am I gonna do with Dragon? I genuinely am so unsure. Breeders' Cup turf. Who's going in the Breeders' Cup turf? Violetta. Okay. That's what I thought. Japan Cup for Hague Kandy. Then we roll Hong Kong Veers? Hong Kong Veers. Yes, Hong Kong Veers. And then we end up back in Japan over a mile 4. Rimakinen. Yes. Okay. Sweet. So we've done our breeding. We've still got a couple of weeks, and Hague Kandy's ready to go. That's good. November 6th. November 6th. Yeah. What was I keeping out for the end of the season? There was a 2-year-old that I wanted to keep out for the end of the season. Was there anything more than the Breeders' Cup? Was there something else? The Starlet in December? I don't feel that's it. Maybe it was that. Trying to think. So if we run the Breeders' Cup, then there's a chance I can put those both in the breeding barn. I can breed one with Hague Kandy, still get them out enough, early enough. to run their race and then back into the barn to breed again and get them out before the Hong Kong Vase. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What's your damn, like, only had you that's worth anything. Okay. So maybe it is coming from Gilberta King, in which case ran in snatches, faded, could be a miler. That could be a reason to go after them. Kind of want to go see, but yeah. I think I run breeders, then we go into breeding. Kind of what I feel might be the way forward. Okay, maybe it's just a bad maiden. Maybe you're a 6 furlong and you ran in snatches. You kind of ran green even though it doesn't show it. It would have to be to get 15 lengths behind. Nope. You're just bad. You're just bad. You went for a lot. Okay. Yeah, I just think that's what I'm gonna have to do often. Might not like this. Dragon. Is that really all we've got? Maybe it is. Let's go to Keeneland. Let's not overthink this. Let's run these races then. Boundless Orphan. Better grown near side. Okay. Contrary Jones looks good, but I don't know. Hasn't run at a mile. Does look good. Benita Taverner looks solid, not amazing. Clara Freud looks solid. And we look really solid. We got a Canadian, we got a Japanese, we got 3 British grade 2s. Everyone's similar rating-ish. Everyone's got good to great form. Few grades in here, a few foreign horses. Can't really count on anything. That's why we run the races. But 1 mile Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies on the turf at Keeneland. Class 1, Grade 1 for our 2-year-old fillies. Your favourite will be the Grey Boundless Orphan. And we are off decently well, and we will go towards the front, as is our want. Clan location, sound over dangerous, and then we got down to Dome Mirand, Mayleaf Refrain, Morcat Fernando, and Quinsborough Catherine. Contrary Jones, and there's a Freud. Alcafea Wagner, Stella Eileen, Saging Wood, Pendle Bonnie, Contrary Jones at the rear. We are 1.5 from home. Here goes clan location, but Boundless Orphan is not going to be headed at this stage. 1 furlong, now racing for the line, and Boundless Orphan is just pushing her over clan location. There is Freud coming from deep. Calvin Burrell, hand in the air, loving his life. And that's why we kept out our 2-year-olds, because you want to make a statement as a 2-year-old, you do it at the Breeders' Cup with the juvenile races. And we did. We absolutely did. Boundless Orphan, fantastic. Absolutely love that. And to me, that seemed like the more difficult of the 2 fields, if I'm honest. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see, but that's a fairly good run. Pushes up to a 114. So we are going to end our season as a 114. Does mean as a 3-year-old, we're only going to get around that 85, 86 ability, which is where we've won Triple Crown races before, but we've never won, to be fair, we've never won all three with a horse that low in terms of potential. So, yeah, again, I think very good horses, not great horses. We've been briefly touching the greatness, but we're not sustaining ourselves at that level where we can just compete for a Triple Crown every single year yet. We're not that far away, though. We are not that far away. Love that for an opener. Absolutely love that for an opener. And then Ramscoop will be the favourite in the other. A bunch of unknown horses in this. Laguna, a grade 3. Nymph, we know and we like and we respect. And Felicia Sprints. But Sprints and Laguna are both a little warm. Nymph, a little cool, as is Flamborough Tops. I would say that the 4 best horses are these 4. Nymph might be too cool. Maybe. Laguna and Spirits may be too warm. Don't want to say too much, but it's not bad signs for us. We will enter this as the favourite. Calvin's second run of the day. Salute to the crowd after the first. Can he make it 2 from 2 here again at Keeneland for the 1 mile 110 yard Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies race, Class 1, Grade 1 for 2-year-olds upon the dirt this time. A solid field, a pair of Arnaud Delacour horses in this one too. Couple of D. Wayne Lucas horses in this. I feel like maybe Nymph is our biggest threat here. We are camera side. We will go out a little slowly. Coalesce back with the chasing pack. Country Harbid, York Holanka at the front with Felicia Sprints, Laguna, Silence, Camora in this chasing pack too. Zuzu Blanc. Not a bad bunch. We don't have anyone of real note alongside us. We're taking this bend extremely wide. And the final 1.5. And we're going to have to come from deep and really start kicking on here. It's a little bit of a late push from us. Felicia Sprints now coming up in the middle of them. Nymph as well on the outside. We left ourselves too much to do. That's the big problem. We went to the back in a large field, and then we ran a wide turn. There must have been 7 horses between us and the rail. And that's what kicked us all the way down the order here. So 4th isn't too bad, 2 lengths back. It does also say that we ran on, which you would expect. Maybe jockey orders would help, but I think the run there was just not great. If we'd have gone to the front and been a part of that small chasing pack, I think then we could have kicked on for the win. But I'm not mad at it. I think that's a solid horse. It's not quite as good. And, yeah, it's going to make next season a little more interesting when they turn 3. And also, of course, Juniper as well. It's going to be an interesting trio to have and try and figure out who might be able to run Triple Crown. So they'll go out to stud. Have time for one. I probably don't have time for both. But Hague Kandy will run. Well, he won't run, but he will run when he comes back out. I know a lot of my favorite horses, or dangerous horses, are view marked. aren't in these races. So I think it's, again, like Risky's a solid horse, Dory's a solid horse, but the only one I would fear is Prophet's Pink, and they're coming over here. I like Violetta. I think they've got the quality at a mile 4. I think they've got the quality at a mile 4. And it is at a mile 4 we run again back at Keeneland. Day 2, the Breeders' Cup Turf here. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above. Our last run on this turf with Calvin was, of course, the win. And it's a solid start, and we do go up to the outside of that chasing pack. That limits the width of our bend. That puts us in a good position in terms of not being blocked off and not being really in trouble and having to do too much at the end of the race. Slip class, a nice horse out in first, Medway Dory, then Hidelio Atuza, Namely Fortune, Borzi Scanio in there with Prophet's Pink and ourselves, and below Lib as well. Bunch of nice horses. Now a big field, and now we are going to have to go wide. Now we are going to have a lot to do. Does Hague Violetta have it? The rest of the field's going to go, and oh my God, Sans Memory is coming through with an absolute storming run at the end of this. The huge pack in front, on the inside, Sans Memory from deep, a closer for the ages, taking it in style, comfortably, easily, from Medway Dory. We fall down the order to like 8th, 7th, okay. Not the best run in the world. Do we get feedback? Give me feedback. Too far? Too short? Glue Factory, tell me something. Got the distance well, possibly suited, enjoyed the... So nothing I can use. Why nothing I can use? Bunch of good horses, no great horses, apart from Coot Gulch. I don't know Master Bonus. Really? I've seen them run once or twice. But they run like twice a year, so I don't remember how good they looked. I wouldn't argue with that top 5, though. Coot Gulch, Master Bonus, just on form alone. Medal, Predo, and Dover's Slayer with us. I think I definitely do agree. Cuddy's okay. That's a low one there. I think 4th or 5th for Cuddy might be achievable. And Venetian, that's not a bad horse. 100 to 1? Don't know if it can get top 3. Don't know if there's like a reason to like put bets on it or anything, but Breeders' Cup Classic then at Keeneland. One of the star attractions at a mile 2. Class 1 Grade 1 race on the dirt for 3-year-olds and older. Dragon on the inside. Gets off to a solid start. Goes towards the front. And that's kind of what we want. Got Architrave Keefe and Bishop's Spread up with us. Then back to Dover Slayer, Amada Prado, Harrow Doll, and Coop Gulch. Huminster, Suveta Duckling's not a bad horse. Dunwich Cuddy, Darshay Venetian, and then Latina Wren's Master Bonus and Your Killing at the rear. Few dangerous foreign horses here. Bunch of horses going up early, and now we're in a problem where we could get blocked off. It looks like we do have a lane to run, and we do have some legs, but so do others. Dover Slayer trying to make a bit of a move here. Bishop's Greg getting outpaced. You're Killing back again on the outside. Roll back the years, though, because Dover Slayer out of nowhere takes this from York's Killing. Not seen Dover's run like that in about 2 years. Not the best of seasons. And that's a fantastic run from them. Absolutely fantastic. You're Killing, again, we've seen twice, comes up strongly and makes a push, but doesn't quite get up. That's not a bad horse at all. We did beat Coot Gulch. We did beat Maester Bonus. I'm going to just make sure we're following all these horses as well for the future, especially the fillies. Yeah, not bad, but that's their first win since almost 2 years ago. Yeah. We're 20 days short. No. My bad. I was reading the wrong date. I was reading the date for the Clark, which they didn't win. Their last win was this race 2 years ago. And the only other thing they've won is the Florida Derby, beating Candy Star. Huh. Wow. Okay. They beat Candy Star in the Florida Derby. Candy Star took the important one, which is, of course, the Kentucky Derby. And then they ran really well at Belmont, but didn't get it, and came close in a bunch of others. Take the Breeders' Cup off Candy Star again, and then just wallow for 2 years until we come back to this race, and they take it ahead of Dragon and You're Killing. Unbelievable stuff. I think you go to grass. You're just like not going to recover for any real racing, and we're kind of done with the racing to a certain degree. I don't think there's much for anyone apart from Hague Kandy. Single grade 3. I was waiting on more. I thought it might have been a different horse there. 14th, 21st. If it misses the breeding the first time, we're not going to be able to get it out to race. So, yeah. Yeah, makes sense to me. Japan Cup. And then back in the breeding barn after that. Let's go to Tokyo. And the end of the season is a triple header for Hague Kandy with some breeding in the middle. Junket Eagle again, Profits Pink. Of course, Dory, Gulch, and more scarily of all, Chili Pa. Yeah, okay. I don't think Candy's winning this one. The 1 mile, 4 furlong Japan Cup. The 3-year-olds and above on the turf, a Class 1 Grade 1 race in Tokyo, Japan. We will stick to the inside and possibly get blocked off later. Junket Eagle to the front with West Point Cheeks, Medway Dory, Cheyenne Taurus, and ourselves. Coot Gulch on the outside, just on Profits Pink, and Mascari Omenia in the middle. Chili Pa at the back at the moment, with Larimer Azul and Combustible Doobie. Chili Pa moving up now, getting into contention. Them and Profits Pink starting to make a little bit of a move up. And again, yes, we will see Hague Kandy gets blocked off. That's exactly what we expected to see, not what we wanted. And now the race really begins, the final furlong. Here goes Profit Pinks. West Point Cheeks is coming up as well. Hague Kandy running exceptionally well for the fact that they were blocked off. Had to go wide, had to go the long way round, had to come from deep, but takes it by a length. Hague Kandy pulls out a fantastic run in the Japan Cup, out of the breeding barn, into the truck, onto the plane, wins this race, not a clean run, but still takes it fairly comfortably against a really, really good field. I will take that any day of the week. And what a jump! What a jump! That's the quality of this race, and that's the quality of this field. 130 all the way to 138. If we win the sword dance, and especially if we win the Arc de Triomphe, we would be 140 right now. But at least that chance is still there. Oh, Greta, what you doing to me? What you doing to me? Why are you in the barn? 5-year-old filly. Why don't they want you? I will happily look at you. Because I know you've got some good breeding on both sides. You've barely even bred anything yet. Oh, you're really solid. You're really solid. You're a British horse. Congratulations. You're a British horse. Hague Kandy, congratulations. You'll be hopefully out on the 1st of December. If you don't breed the first time, you miss the Hong Kong Viz. You got to get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that worked out enough. That worked out enough. 15 breedings, all done by Hague Kandy. Don't mind that at all. Yeah. No more breeding sales. Don't really care about the Friday sales right now. Sha Tin, Hong Kong, let's go. Hague Kandy. It's not as good a field as we've had before. The Hong Kong Viz Mile 4 race here at the Sha Tin Racecourse Class 1 Grade 1 for 4-year-olds and above on the turf. The turf and the turf. Flip the camera, zoom it in, speed it up, move the mouse, let's go. Chili Power, Profits Pink, and Muscaria Menia all in this race. Money pennies in this race, but not quite as bad as we've had previously. We are going to get stuck again a little bit back. We're alongside Profits Pink and Muscari, Chili Power, Boozy Money, Penny, back to Quartz Feather, Parchment, Hayden, and Germain. Meditis, Engel, just up ahead. Questor, Turpin, and Cook Gulch at the front. We've made a nice little move, and here comes Chili Power on the outside, also making a nice move. We're getting up and into position. 2 furlongs from home, down to 1.5. And now we'll see who wants it the most. Cook Gulch is right there. Chili Power is right here on the outside. Who's going to come from deep? Who's going to stop Hague Kandy? Hague Kandy wants this one. We're pushing. We're fighting. Chili Power does not have the legs. Boozy Moneypenny with a great run up into 3rd from Profits Pink. Omenia in 5th. I think Gulch in 6th. Hague Kandy. He's enjoyed his trip to Asia. He's bred before the Japan Cup and won. He's bred before the Hong Kong Viz and won. 138 rating. Stays 138. I thought it might. I was hoping, but I thought it might. One last shot. One last shot. One last race. Nagayama. Back out to Japan. For the Arima Kinen. Profits Pink. Naomi Fontaine over from Britain. That makes things a lot more complicated. Junket, Eagle, and Shane Taurus, we've already beaten a bunch. We know that. And a couple of ungraded who could be surprises, but I doubt it. Prophet's Pink could rebound. Naomi Fontaine could be a problem. And it's a little bit more distance. It's 110 extra yards. I want this at the front so bad. I'm not going to tell it to go early. I'm not going to tell it to go late. But just don't trail. Don't trail. Not a big field, so we shouldn't get stuck against the rail and get blocked, but it's always a chance. We're at Nakayama for the 1 mile, 4 furlong, 110 yard Arima Kinen in Japan, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above on turf. Prophet's Pink, a danger, and the British horse, Naomi Fontaine, ridden by Ben Curtis, another dangerous horse. We do get off to a poor start, though, Hague Kandy. Not the worst positioning in the world, though, being this side, meaning we're not trapped against the rail, but we're on the outside of Prophet's Pink, rerouted, painted up to Junket Egale, and then Naomi Fontaine leading out Shane Taurus and Seda Classical at the rear. A mile to go. Settling in decently well. Naomi Fontaine starting to make up a little bit of ground, probably going to come alongside us on the turn, which is exactly what they start moving to try and do. The back of the field, trying to move into position. Prophet's Pink already moving up. There is Naomi Fortune on the turn as expected. 2 from home, down to the final furlong and a half. Naomi Fortune isn't going. Prophet's Pink is. We're right alongside them. Junket Egale is doing quite well at the moment, but there's the final furlong marker. The march for the line begins. The run for the tape. And Hague Kandy is going for this one. Going strong. Calvin Burrell, hand in the air. I knew it was coming. Let's go. Brilliant win. Hat-trick in Asia. The Japan Cup, the Hong Kong Viz, the Arima Kinen, Hague Kandy clean sweep trio at the end of the season after 15 covers in the breeding barn. An up and down season finishes on an almighty high for Hague Kandy. And there's only one question left to answer. Do we finish on 138? Maybe 139. Or did we get 140? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Took every single race. We got him at the death. The last race of the season and the last race of Hague Kandy's career. Star Drom has company as 140 rated. Absolutely brilliant. Phenomenal. What a season. Some good, some not so good. But in general, we did what needed to be done. 32 from 82 runs on the season. 26.25 million in the bank. Career-wise, 345 from 720. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. 169 million race wins. Or money from race wins. That's just... Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I sure did. Just no thinking. Just full send. Hague Kandy. Breed, race, breed, race, race. We have 2 early foals to look at. Voronova Tycoon. Our little issue. I love this breeding, though. I do. It's got Kikos in it and everything. But I think that's where the quirks come from. I do. That's the last fall for you. Bithara-eyed. No quirks. And oh boy, I love these bars. Not a ton of extra speed, but enough. Not a ton of cruising burst, but enough. Okay, conference enthusiasm. But like just, oh, there's not that much in the way of weakness here. And we can fill out to 85 as a 2-year-old, get a jump towards 90 as a 3-year-old. Yeah. This is going to be our promised princess. She looks like she could end up as a Triple Crown winner. She's got a chance. Hague Kandy and Hague Brex. Like I say, definitely another double bred. A lot of cruising burst. We jump from 50 to about 70 as a 2-year-old. We jump to 86 as a 3-year-old. It's okay. Don't need to make a note of that. But I'm very pleased that Tycoon's final fall did not pick up the quirks. Very happy with that. Beautiful. So yeah, that is where I'm going to end things. Like I say, Hague Kandy's done. Everything we asked. Almost 28 million in prize money. 15 wins, 140 rating, 12 grade 1s, a grade 2, and a grade 3. The other win, of course, being the initial maiden. I'm very happy. We're so close. If we just look at races outside the top 4 or 5, somewhere around there. So Futurity's 1. How far back were we? 4 lengths, so I'd say 2. A Northern Dancer, only 2 back. Yeah, I'd say 2 races out of the 27. Like, we didn't have a shot in. Everyone else, we were close enough to feel like we could have won. 2/3, a bunch of seconds, 2/4, and an 1/8. That's our only losses. Mental. Absolutely mental. But thank you very much for being a part of the journey with Hague Kandy. We got his replacement in Hague Renee and Hague Violetta at a mile 4 next season. And Dragon, we might test at a mile 1. There's some big races for that early next season as a 4-year-old. Maybe that's what we do. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll have a fun time racing. Got 3 2-year-olds that'll maybe be okay for Triple Crown. It's going to take a little bit of a trial to get there, but we will, and I'll see you there for it. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for stopping by. Please do leave a comment, hit that like button, smash subscribe, check out the other playlists and the memberships on the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the best to you, and I really appreciate you being here for this journey. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am.